Hello and welcome to the show. I'm here today on Forza Horizon 4, going to be playing around with some more custom circuits. One that I've built and I'm kind of curious to see how the AI are going to fare around it. Also gives me an excuse to test out the VX220 that has come to the game, which I'm very excited about because I love this car. Fantastic little vehicle. And a couple of circuits built by some of you guys, and we are going to be, accepting circuits. I'm going to be testing out if the game allows us. It's a little funky. It is a little funky and a little bit difficult at times to find circuits made by other people. However, yeah, we're going to sort of start testing out circuits built by you lot, and it'll probably be better than the stuff that I come up with. But there we go. We're going to start off. So I have done this one on a street. It's Edinburgh Station circuit. It kind of loops its way around. This is about one of the more sensible circuits I've ever built, which is saying quite a lot. I have a tendency to build circuits. I say for me, I have a tendency to build circuits that are overly fiddly. Yeah, the AI will get lost on, of course. I mean, the AI does a pretty good job on most of these tracks, but a lot of the time I build a circuit, you know, for a specific challenge, kind of, for me, rather than being an out-and-out racing venue, which is what the purpose of this one was more to be. It has got one peculiar corner that we will see coming. I tell you what, it's a peculiar corner. It's an interesting challenge because we have a roundabout in this one. So we started off with, you know, you got a little bit of weaving. But, oh god. Well, you know what? Me and a big muscle car are gonna. Oh, it's a shame stuff despawns. It's a shame stuff despawns because you can push stuff quite a long way. Or you could, if the game allowed you to mess around. We're gonna make a move on a TT, maybe. Oh, try and get up the inside. Oh. There's a gear in there somewhere. First, little bit too short for all of that. And this is where we head on to the roundabout. And of course, this is just a very, very long left-hander. It's a really good test for the grip in your vehicle. If you can take a slightly tighter line, maybe sneak up the inside of somebody. But you've got to be aware, of course, as it's going to change direction as you leave the roundabout and then head down. Oh, this next part. Of course, this is where I have my tendency. I say a little bit mean. It's not that bad. It's not that bad at all through here. With the sort of technicality of it all, and then we have to kind of loop our way back up. It's a little bit of a more awkward start line, actually, this one that you got to work with. I don't know if I wanted to be out here because everyone's just chucked debris. I probably should have been. Would have probably been better off just crashing through the debris rather than trying to go around the outside of it. We're almost 3 wide on the run up the hill. Oh, that's. We got away with it. It's the charges keeping everyone busy. Of course, it's kind of a slight shame. Whenever you do A-class racing, like anything goes A-class racing, the AI always are just given the cars that you start the game with. Oh, this is going to get sketchy. TT didn't want to go for that one. Shall we try it? We're going to try and race cleanly against the AI. They're not too bad, the drivatars on here. Again, considering this is, of course, a track I've built. This is a track I've designed, and they are driving it fairly competently, unlike a lot of the silly ones that I've designed. Yeah, these guys are actually driving it fairly competently. The VX220 is, I mean, it's everything you'd want from, a little lightweight sports car. It's responsive. Oh, that's a building. That was me taking a silly line. Not the fault of the car whatsoever there. Yeah, it drives very well. It drives very well indeed. Glad to have it back. Can we sneak up the inside of the fort? I think we'll have to get across before we get around this next corner. There we go, no problem. Yeah, but yeah, maybe a teensy tiny little bit slow. Oh, where am I going over there? It's a terrible line. Trying to find new lines through here. Checkpoints have been, I mean, fairly sensibly placed to allow for racing lines. Fairly sensibly placed to allow you to move around the place. I don't know whether I actually want to be over this part or whether. I think you probably do, although it's a little sketchy, kind of diving to the inside of everyone down there. We've got some good acceleration. We will outrun the Ford. Oh, again, try to give the AI enough space. We can bounce our way across the grass. That's fine. That's fine indeed. And that's around the final corner onto the next lap. Yeah, I'm pleased this circuit is working. I can't remember what an Earth car I drove around here before. I can't remember what I built it with, but low A class are not the fastest vehicle, especially considering this thing is completely stock. It's, what, it's about 200 horsepower and around 2,000 pounds. So, you know, decent power to weight ratio. Oh, bloody hell. And that's a corner just about there. A decent power to weight ratio, but yeah, a low A class car. It's not exactly a horrendously fast vehicle, but it works around here. I think the sign of a good circuit is something that can be fun in both the slower cars and in the faster cars. In general, if you're building a city circuit, you know, the faster cars are always likely to have a little bit more trouble, just simply because wherever you go with this circuit, you're not going to have fast flowing corners, not really. And I think around here you've got little section. Oh, that's the most solid object I've crashed into, I think, in this game, and it was a plant pot. Admittedly, quite a large plant, but you know, not like a little household windowsill plant pot. But I mean, still, who knew? Who knew it was... Oh, I've got in a bit too deep there. The plant pot was more sturdy than the bus stop. That sounds like an English council kind of a thing, but still, I've got to try and find that plant pot again. Will it have the same... Is it the only plant plot in all part there? If I say that enough times, it's not going to be like a word anymore. But it may be the strongest plant in all of Scotland. Can we... It doesn't seem... I've seen like little ones around the place. I'm looking for another large... This is now not... Okay, what about these? These... No, they don't really... I mean, they maybe slow the car down a teeny tiny fraction. But the Vauxhall does not care for your for your foliage down that part. Oh, where am I going? I think I'm now trying to avoid too many roadside objects. That is the other downside, of course, with a street race, and downside with courses created by me or by any players. It's, of course, you don't have the use of barriers, you can't barricade up bits. It does make them at times a little bit more difficult to follow. I love how I managed to get note the checkpoint up on the scaffolding. I didn't even intend to do that, that just managed to accidentally get placed up there. And I didn't even realise I'd done it until we started racing. So, I think bonus points for me. Bonus points for me. Bonus points for anybody who can get their checkpoints stuck in a in the scaffolding. Yeah, those are the... Are they full of concrete? They are. There's another one as well. I only managed to hit one of them, but they are they are the sturdiest object in all of... I mean, they're sturdier than the bins, I think, and they're made of metal and stuff. Definitely sturdier than that. And that's made of a lot of metal, and I'm also stealing some of it with me. Yes, we will. They're very efficient work at rebuilding the bus stops when I plough through them in my Vauxhall. But it's coming with me, and then we have a final corner up here. It's a fun little circuit. So interesting little use of the streets. It works actually really well in the A-class Vauxhall. It can work in the faster cars as well. It's technical enough. There's a little bit of straights for the cars to stretch their legs. It's good fun. I reckon it's good fun. You can have a play with this. It is shared, so if you want to download it, give it a try. You can. That's probably one of the most sensible circuits I've ever built. Now we move on to tracks built by some of you. So, our next event heads to the Cotswolds Road Rally Trail. This circuit built by Kimura, and we are driving 70s cars. I did not have exactly the greatest selection of cars for this. I have no idea if my Sunbeam is built for any sort of off-roading adventuring. I will find out fairly quickly if I've built it, if this is a good car. I don't remember what I built this Sunbeam for exactly. It might be for a team adventure. It's possibly built for a team adventure. I have absolutely no idea where this route is going to go. No idea where it is going to take us. By the looks of it, we're going around the roundabout at some point along the way. I've got stuck behind the Scout up ahead, causing shenanigans. Oh, we're full wide. Guys! No, I've been bullied by the AI. I have been bullied by the AI out of a checkpoint. I think at least that will count as got it. Ha! Ha! You guys have got stuck. I feel better already. So, this designed apparently a little bit more for the technical nastiness. Oh, crap. Oh, no. Well, chaos has ensued. Now, the game does not really like checkpoints crossing over themselves. It does occasionally tell you to respawn, or it does sometimes get confused with some of that shenanigans. So, if it says reset, don't worry, you're probably still good. We're going to play around. I might even have beat up this part of the map for whatever reason. Whoop, dive through the gap there. We are up to a 4th place. Come on, Sunbeam. There we go. C-Class, I probably don't have rally tyres on it, but It's not exactly massively powerful, so we're okay. It's certainly a lot more fiddly, a lot more, technical. You've got to worry about potential for little chicanes along the way here. Oh, no, don't go too fast in there. Yeah, that's the... It's from the nasty track building playbook of have a fast corner and then hide a checkpoint right on the inside. It could have been a lot meaner, of course, but yeah, you have a fast section followed by a checkpoint right on the inside, so you've got to really pull the car off what would be the normal racing line. It's the FailRace school of building horrible stuff. Although it's not been too bad back around this part, we have gradually got a little bit wider. We're heading back onto the dirt we go. Yeah, don't think I've ever been really around this particular part. We're also struggling to catch up to these AIs at the front. They're doing a good job. We can still fit 2 cars wide through that checkpoint. Oh, I'm going to be brave. There we go. Ooh, muddy section, muddy bouncy section over here. I say not much in the way of grip as you can imagine out here. We're at 91 miles an hour, hardly a terrifying sort of a speed for a car. Come back, AIs! I cannot be coming third. I mean, it could have been worse considering we got bullied immediately. Or Sunbeam struggling with this hill. No skyline. You will not pass on this hill. It's a good bit of rally stage. Oh, there's a hairpin. Things have gone wrong for a big pink muscle car. Oh, and things have gone wrong for another Explorer. The Sunbeam has made it! Haha! We have cheesed our way. We have cheesed our way to victory with a hairpin. Well, you can confuse AIs with hairpins. Let's be honest. That's a fun stage. Quite nasty at the start. You got to be prepared. You got to be prepared for some of those narrow gates. Hey, it's a Sunbeam. There were 2 Sunbeams and they got 1-2. Excellent choices of cars right there. The GTR coming in maybe third. Maybe the Nissan will get third. Maybe the Bond Esprits, although they're gradually falling back. I presume it was a Challenger that fell off. Or it could have been the Monaro, I guess. Didn't really see it well enough. The GTR does get third. It was... I don't actually know. A Capri got 5th, sorry, in the end. I think it was the Monaro. I think the Monaro was the pink one, but either way. Yeah, fun stage. Fun stage, that one. Technical and nasty in places. Yeah, I get a little bit, as I often do, with the really, really tight hairpins. But... yeah, roads I've not used, really, in this game all that much. Our final circuit for today is the Dwent Rally built by DriftNut417. No particular car restrictions for this one, was just recommended using a rally or off-road vehicle. So, as you can tell by the slightly jittering Jeep in the background, I have got my Trail Cat that I love. As an S1 class thing, this is a beast for anything that involves a little bit of off-roading, for anything that involves a little bit of nastiness. This is a fantastic vehicle. Surprisingly good at racing under normal conditions, and then when the going gets bumpy / off-roady, yeah, it's strong. It's very strong. And now I'm going to try and not cut too many corners. If there are any sort of sneaky exploits around these circuits, I'm trying also not to just plough my way through the AI cars. We should be able to get past you there. I've got the speed in the... I think this thing's put out near 1,000 horsepower. It's immensely fast and still surprisingly controlled, because we're going to be really good through the water where the little sports cars, they are not so good. I have the ride height. We saw... I'm still slightly annoyed. I threw it away, but during the river run, the Jeep was immense driving through rivers. This is the car that you want when it comes to tackling rivers. So far, I think this is the way. This is the normal route for the start line that we begin, and this is heading down this way. This kind of loops its way up one side of the big old lake. Oh, driven a little bit too hot there. Use this for rally investigations. It's one of the the official stage finishes on tarmac. But when I was using it, oh, can we go for an aerial overtake on the Audi? Oh, I've got to pull out of the slipstream because I'm going to bump into the back of it slightly. Didn't know where that car was going to end up. So yeah, the official circuit where it would head off now towards up that way towards the tarmac. This layout we are heading towards. I see where it's going. We're going to run into the gardens so we can have like a proper sort of off-road session, I guess. Oh, there we go. It's like a oh no, not that way. Oh, panic and bail. But I got so there is a course, there is a dirt stage. Oh, we used the bridge. It's the first time I've ever driven across that bridge. I think never had a call to. Otherwise, yeah, there is a dirt dirt route that runs around the gardens. I raced fairly recently, and I just got so... It's just like instinct, follow where the normal circuit goes. Oh, you know what, we're going down that way. Oh, Jeep, don't let me down now. I know it's tarmac, I know this is not exactly what you're used to. However, yeah, please don't let me down now. It does look like we're going to have a little bit of tarmac running. We're going to have tarmac running for any length of time. Not really, because I think that's a dirt... Is that a dirt? No, back on, we're still on tarmac. Thankfully, the Jeep still works out here as well. I'm not sure if it doesn't pick a front wheel up as we go. As we go to put the power down. Yeah, I think... Oh, bridge! Here we go! Leap! There's a good leap. Very good landing, of course. No real amount of airtime is going to give the Jeep any sort of issue. I don't think any amount of airtime I can do in Forza will give the Jeep massive issues with the landing. It's just so much suspension travel. Another bridge! Hey! It just doesn't care. It does not care one bit. Admittedly, you know, the supercars and all that can deal with jumps okay-ish. However, the Jeep, yeah, it really is a lovely smooth landing from this. And back onto dirt. So even this circuit, we do have to have a little bit of a loop on the old tarmac front. We soar through the air down this next part. I don't actually think this bit is ever used in a race. This side of... Maybe it is, or maybe I'm not remembering it. I mean, I can't imagine, because this is a perfect little rally road. In this particular map, we are basically linking up. We're running around the whole lake, and these are perfect little rally roads. It's a shame there's no way to... Oh, there's no way. There's no way to join them with roads. I mean, you could do cross country, and I guess you could join them up that way. The AI have actually got a move on. I always expect them to get completely and utterly befuddled by the section in the gardens. I mean, I've not... Oh, well, someone's got befuddled and is a long way out of position. But, no, they've done a good job of sorting themselves out. Oh, for all of that, we will jump through the air slightly there, chuck the car sideways. I mean, the Jeep is... Yeah, the Jeep is very good fun out here. This is a sort of bit... I mean, rally cars would work as well. It's not too extreme in the off-road department, shall we say. And then we are back onto the old tarmac. I guess that side of the lake dirt road, a little bit shorter. Oh, there we go. Don't get too much understeer. I mean, it is... Oh, it's got a lot of grip, but occasionally the front end does pick up. I kind of don't want... You could faff around more with the suspension of this to stop it doing that. Kind of don't want to, in some ways, because you start doing that, and then it's not going to be as good when it comes to where the car really excels, which is playing in rivers and bouncing... Well, I mean, it might not. Oh, I'm distracted myself. I know, I'm supposed to go this way. It's fine. The AI have come to join. Hello, Lancia! How are you doing? You've had... I mean, you've got slightly less loss than me, perhaps, and now you're here. I'm going to probably enjoy this circuit a little bit. Oh. God, that's a narrow corner. That's a very easy... That's another one I could have very easily gone the wrong way on. I was paying attention that time. We're heading around. This is where... There's like a little circuit that runs around here. I can't remember the name of it. Is it Amble? It actually might be the Ambleside Scramble or something like that. Oh, I've got switchiness. Oh, well, you guys have all missed that checkpoint, so I'll take that position away from you again. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's the Ambleside Scramble circuit. Runs around here. Good fun little dirt circuit. Kind of a pure dirt circuit. Very short, very technical. Again, another one that I have used a fair few times. The Jeep, if I don't get it twitchy, apparently if I get a little carried away with the... oversteering. I haven't actually had the Jeep do that to me before, so that's new. I'm learning things about my go-to extreme off-roader. We are heading back around here. Mind chickens that love to run across that particular part of the map, and then we head. There's a decent length of lap we got going on around here. It's a decent length of lap we got going on. That is for sure. Oh, by my fence. Don't need you anyway. One more big jump. Oh no. Oversteery, slightly twitchy moment. Not as big a jump as it could have been for the trail cat. That looks like the finish line. It's a fun route. It's a fun route around there. They're good roads. They're good roads, well linked together. Shame that there has to be some tarmac involved. Well, there has to be some tarmac involved in there, you know, just to kind of make it into a lap, if you like. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Enjoyed that track, and the trail cat. I threw the trail cat around a bit. The AI. They got lost in places. They kind of came back. I wonder if more through slightly sneaky teleporting to catch up to the player car, if you like. Not a great one if you want to make money quickly, but very good fun. to drive around. So there we go. I do indeed like the blueprint. That is a look at a couple of circuits that you guys have built. As I said, this series is now going to be, well, it's hopefully series going to be open to submissions for tracks that you guys have built in Forza Horizon 4. I'll be racing around. Some of them in single player. Well, some of them potentially single player against the AI. Some of them might be sort of specific driving challenges almost. Some of them might only work better in multiplayer, etc. But if you do have a circuit that you would like to get me to try out, you'd like to see in a video, you can submit them via our forums. There's going to be a link in the description of this video. There will be a post on the forums with all of the rules, because there's going to have to be quite a faff to get this to work. And that's a perfect ending, I think, for today. Yeah, this isn't the easiest one. I do apologise as well to a couple of the Patreons that did submit their circuits to this that I just cannot seem to find. The game is just not letting me find them at the moment. It is a little bit fiddly. I will try my best to get around to as many as I can, but there is a chance that, despite my best efforts, the game is going to get angry and say no, and just generally refuse to have them work. But I'll probably learn a bit more. I have a rough idea. I'll probably learn a bit more as we go along. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.